So, imagine this scenario. You and your friend are walking down the street when suddenly your friend slips on a banana peel, goes flying through the air, and then lands face down in a giant pile of mud. Now, your first reaction to this is probably to point and laugh, but why do we do this? Why do we laugh at others' pain, and why do people make jokes about tragic events? In this video, I will be talking about why we enjoy dark humor. Now, there are three main theories behind this. And the first one being the superiority theory, which states that humor derives from building one's self esteem via putting one's past self or others down. And there's a subcategory to this called Schadenfreude. And Schadenfreude is a German term that describes the experience of finding pleasure in others' pain or misfortune. So when you laughed when your friend slipped and fell, you were experiencing Schadenfreude. The second theory is the relief theory, which states that we use humor to release tension or stress, and we use it as a coping mechanism for difficult situations like tragedy or mortality and pain and grief. And there are a lot of studies out there that show that people who use humor in situations like this are much well better off than people who don't use humor. Now, we also use it to deal with anxiety by helping us look at the threat in a different perspective. So, imagine a crowd of people in their underwear before public speaking, or a study showed that having silly answer choices on a test reduced anxiety and therefore improved the students' test scores. The third theory here is the incongruity theory, which states that humor arises from the unexpected. And so there are a couple conditions that must be met for a situation to be considered incongruous. First, a situation must violate the norm. A situation must also be benign. And third, the two conditions must occur simultaneously. So take a look at this sign here. Does this sign follow the benign moral violations theory? Does it violate the norm? Yes, it does, because you wouldn't usually expect a cow to hurtle towards your car. Second, is it benign? Yes, it does not directly affect you. And third, are the two above happening simultaneously? Yes. So this sign is funny because it follows the incongruity theory. Now, there are a couple other speculations on why we enjoy dark humor. One of those being it actually brings us together and creates social bonds. A quote from a doctor about a patient said that a joke bridged the us-him divide. Here's a guy who has the same dark sense of humor as me. As humans, we like to hang out with people with similar senses of humor. It makes us feel like, connected in a group. And the final reason why we enjoy dark humor is simple. It's fun. It's fun to talk about taboo things that aren't usually accepted in normal situations and conversations. And a prime example of this is the game Cards Against Humanity, which is a game all about who has the darkest sense of humor. So it's simply that it's fun. So some of the key ideas here are that we like dark humor because it helps build our self-esteem, is unaccepted, helps us cope with difficult situations, helps us create social bond, and is simply fun. So sit back, relax, make that dark joke, and reap all the benefits.